Welcome to another episode of CJ Discovery. You know, when you look at all those YouTube channels for advice about making a channel, the number one thing they say is consistency. We've been succeeding at being consistently inconsistent. We do have a cool little project today I saw when we were at a local hobby store. It is called Aquarellum. I said it wrong again. Aquarellum. It is by a company called Centosphere. It is a little painting project. I thought these looked so much fun. This one was $19.99. There were different levels of kits. This one supposedly comes with 4 little canvases, but there were other ones with like less canvases or bigger canvases or whatever. We paid $19.99 for this, and it says it's for 7+. I just noticed that actually this one says it's a junior. Maybe there's a higher level of this, I guess.
Please don't break the stuff inside the box.
The idea of this is that on these canvases outside of the painting area is water resistant. So it is supposed to create an environment where people who are like children or older adults with little to no painting talent could possibly come out with a design. It's just a kind of initiation to painting, but also to kind of encourage you to be a little more creative and rather than worrying about making mistakes and things like that. So, if I haven't rambled on far enough, he's gonna open it.
Try to.
This always goes so well. I help him cheat. Is that helicopter parenting? Good job, Josh! I'm so proud of you! Okay, inside of here we immediately have this little palette. It comes with 5 colors of paint. They're teeny tiny. And a paintbrush, and then little wells here. I know from looking at the outside, the idea of these is to help you mix and match colors for blending. There are some instructions here that we're going to have to leaf through, and it looks like some ways to create specific colors that you might want. And then our canvases. You hold up the other 2. So these are our 4 canvases here. I can say that I'm initially a little disappointed that they're just kind of thin, like cardstock. I thought they might be a little thicker, like a canvas. There's definitely this feeling around. So we are going to read through the instructions and we will each pick one here to do. I will probably go snag an extra paintbrush out of my craft box, and then we can get these started. Okay, we've picked our designs and I've read through the instructions, which were fairly easy because only like this little section here was in English. It looks like it's primarily French, which I guess is not terribly surprising given the title. The instructions aren't overly complicated, but they are largely painting suggestions, like, you know, going from light to dark sort of thing. We have 5 colors. Even though this kind of looks orange, I think it's kind of yellow based on what the instructions say. There is a blue, a green, a purpley pinkish color, and a red. We are going to try to mix up some of these. We noticed after going through it that there's actually a dropper in the box too to help you mix colors. So we're actually going to try to mix up a few of these colors to use. Part of the idea of this kit is to have sort of a gradient design, and that's kind of one of the neatest parts about it. You don't have to do that obviously, but we're actually going to try to capture some of that gradient that's in these. Okay, so we're going to get started painting. We both mixed up our own individual palettes that we wanted to work with. The paintbrush, the kit came with a paintbrush that he's going to use. I have my own paintbrush set. I'm going to use one of the brushes out of there. I am going to stick with just one brush that's similar to his, so that my design will be similar to what you could get out of the kit too. So I want to show you right away how cool these colors are. If you sit here and, so I just paint quickly, see how it separates and it won't go on to the part where the lines are. So where that material is, like you can't, that's water resistant so it doesn't paint there. And then in some places, I guess, see how it can't make a mistake and it immediately stops and it won't go outside the lines where you don't want it to go. And it separates. It's really cool. Oh, look how it sneaked now. It did drip down into there and bleed together a little bit, but it still makes a neat design. And it looks like there's a little bit of design that comes up that you can't always see until you paint over it. Do look like you have to be kind of careful not to run one into the other while it's still wet. It's very forgiving of your mistakes, so there's no reason to be overly cautious. Okay, we've finished our paintings, I must say. I think they're pretty awesome. I'm going to have him show you his first. This is his. He did a gradient of oranges and yellows and red, kind of a fiery color. Now, I'm going to tell on him a little bit because we sat here in the beginning and we carefully made up this gradient according to this, and then he started getting low on some of them, and I think just started wanting to have fun with the drops. And so he went back in with a dropper and started just squeezing stuff into there. There still is some gradient to this. If you look, there's still some places where it changes colors and stuff like that. But a lot of it is kind of the same shades and things like that. So it's neat. It's very awesome. But I think it would have been cooler if he would have stuck to the components that were in the instructions. It's still a good design though. I like it. I'm still very proud of it. It's awesome. Now it's time for mine. Here is mine. What happened with this was I used 3 colors. It was a green, a blue, and a pinky color. And various ranges of drops of each of those created this. Now I did take for up here and for down here, I did take some of Josh's gradient to kind of give him a fire top and bottom here. I liked that addition to it. I tried with mine to be fairly careless in a lot of places. I stuck to the gradient. I tried to clean my brush every single time I dipped from one palette to the other so I wouldn't blend them too much. That aside, I wasn't overly cautious about staying in lines and starting in one color and going to the next. In some places, they flat out mixed specifically in the body there a little bit, just because I wanted to see how careless I could be and still how cool it would turn out. And there's that, I love this. I love the ranges of colors in that. I love that it kind of blends all together. Even in the places where I kind of accidentally mixed the colors, it created neat shades. In a couple places I would accidentally touch and it would just run into the other section, and it made for a neat effect. So Josh, what did you think of this kit?
I loved it. On this, even though I did careless with the drops, I still like it. Like, since I still have some pink on over here, and I really like the fire that I did. I like the kit because since there's like 5 different kinds of paintings, you have like a big range of different colors that you could use, or like even though on this it says what you can use to make one of these colors, like 3 yellows equals yellow, but I really like that. Yeah.
Is there anything that you disliked about the kit?
That some are like on mine, there's like some little tiny holes that I couldn't get with my paintbrush, and that's it.
Okay. I have, now that mine is kind of dry, I do have a couple of spots like that maybe if I painted again, I don't know, it definitely looks like maybe it wasn't a perfect line with the stuff that they put on here to keep it from bleeding. Okay, I will start with my dislikes, which really aren't a lot. My dislike is I don't like that this page is so thin. I wish it was a little bit thicker material. Although being this thin, I could just buy a frame and put it in it. And I guess if it was more of a canvas type of situation, you wouldn't be able to put it in a frame necessarily. So being cardstock, I could just put it in a regular picture frame, I guess. My other dislike is just the cost. It's really a cool kit, and I don't want to complain. The idea of it not bleeding and everything. Hobby stores are like that in general. The games and stuff that you get, all of those things that you can get there are often on the higher end, I feel like. So it isn't overpriced from the store that I got it from, but I do think that maybe $20 for this is a little bit high. But still, in light of some of the things that we've paid $20 for, this was enjoyable and it was very pretty, and you do get 4 of them to do. The things that I love this little palette here. I really love this right here. I love this introductory to painting to colors. I think you could use it in a variety of things too, especially little kids who are learning about colors and how one color mixes into another color. I think there's a lot of cool things you could do with that. And blending becomes really easy, being able to teach children how one color blends into another and kind of what colors look good together. They're watercolors, so you're not dealing with acrylics and things like that. I'm a fan of this kit. I actually want to go out and do, when we were at the store, there were butterflies and princesses. There was one with buildings. I think there was a bird one maybe?
There was.
So again, this kit is Aquarellum. It is by Centosphere. There is a website on here. I will link it in the doobly-doo down below. Thank you for joining us on this episode of CJ Discovery. We definitely encourage you to go out and try this for yourself.
I hate this way. I hate this way.
This way, not this way. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to click that like button. Also leave a comment down below. We'd love to hear from you. If you've seen anything that you would like us to try, please give us a suggestion. We're always looking out for new things. Also, if you want to see more videos like this, please be sure to click that subscribe button. There is always goofiness to be had. Thank you for joining us. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
I kill you. So again, this Aquarellum.
Aquarellum.
So again, this quit again.
Mom.
I spilled my drink.